And that's when you get really good at your job. The hard times is where you
That's where you
are
learn.
forced to learn, forced to grow.
We are so much better at running an efficient P&L now.
I bet. So I was blessed to, my last job before I transitioned to real estate, or maybe one or two before, I've done a lot of startups, was a company.
Gives you some unique perspective too.
Yes. Yes. So they were a company that went public, and it was really there that I really began to understand the power of how you can use technology to sell.
Yeah.
From automation to response levels and all of these things. But my passion has always been in real estate. So, you know, I bought my first home at 24, started investing in real estate investment trusts, bought rental property in Texas. So I just had this love on the side. And while I love strategy and I love business and I love negotiation,
it's kind
real
of cool
estate
to be
always had my
creating the
heart.
passive aspect too, right? With real estate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the whole reason I was actually able to move into real estate.
So Lauren Roberts.
Yes.
With RE/MAX Select One. It's so funny. You would have thought that I already knew you, right? Because you're with RE/MAX Select One. I've been working with RE/MAX Select One for better part of more than a decade, I think. Wow. I remember the first time I sat down with Stuart at lunch when I was a youngster in the business, in late 20s, I think. And I had been showing up to Broker Preview in Huntington Beach for many, many years, week after week. And he's like, all right, you've earned it. We trust you. We want you part of RE/MAX. So we go that far back.
That's wild. That's a long time.
Yeah. I'm. It's kind of funny. I've been in the industry since I was 20 years old.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that was a lot of hard knocks. That was a lot of hard knocks.
It's a good age, though, to have some hard knocks, right?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, honestly, like, you know, people jumping into college is what other kids were doing. I lasted 1 year at Long Beach State, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. So
too entrepreneurial.
My dad was always self-employed. He never worked for anybody in his life. And I got a taste of what it was like to be on commission in high school when I was servicing with his company. And then, you know, I was like, that's it for me.
Yeah.
In retrospect, there was periods of my life where I actually felt regret over that.
Aww.
And now I'm like, no, I don't feel regret. Because now it's like no one cares about whether or not you went to college.
Yeah. No, they really don't.
The shift has happened.
The shift has happened.
Right?
I think I want to see more trade schools.
Yeah.
Especially with technology
it's
and where it's going.
Too. Well, everyone spent their lives learning to code, right? And now it's like AI makes that irrelevant.
Right.
And AI is not going to do the plumbing work for you.
No.
Right?
The services industry is going to be a gold mine in the future.
Yeah. It's an important conversation to have. Even in the real estate space, I think realtors are still going to be needed. You know, I understand online, Zillow, viewing properties virtually, but at the end of the day, buying a home is a dream. It's an emotional thing. People want to visit open houses, and a human person needs to be there.
Yeah.
Okay?
You've got to have someone to negotiate. You've got to have all of the paperwork complete. It's such a, for lack of a better term, clunky process, right? And so, you know, coming from a tech background, I have debates on this all the time.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, good. But people always say, oh, is this process going to be automated out? And I go, there's no way. There's no way.
What about the weird nuances of, you know, what you know about the school districts and who's on the boards there and what teachers to shoot for your children and what grades? And like, there are so many layers to this.
The best taqueria that's next.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, in my opinion, the human element to this is irreplaceable, and I think that's a good thing. We don't want to eliminate human beings from society. In terms of like the economy and the workforce.
Robots.
Sure.
Maybe a robot will take my job.
We want to enhance, not replace, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Make people's life better, higher levels of efficiency and productivity,
100%.
more GDP, more wealth. Those things are good, but the idea of like replacing a human being, removing their sense of purpose in life, that doesn't seem like the right call.
No. I don't think that will happen. I think there's always good and bad when it comes to technology, and it's really how you use it. And so I think, you know, I'm an eternal optimist. I'd like to think most people are using it for good and will continue to do that, but people are people, and, you know, things will pop up.
I'm going to be picky. Put this closer to you.
Okay. I'll scoot over.
I just want to make sure it picks up the audio good for you. I don't know if you've noticed, Joe Rogan always says that when he's talking to his guests in the beginning, and then I realized, whoops, we got to get that audio closer.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's circle back. How long have you been with Remax Select One? It hasn't been
So
a super long time because you connected with one of the
Susie,
great agents there.
she's
Yeah,
amazing.
hi,
My
Susie.
gosh. Hi, Susie. We love you. Yeah, so I joined Remax, gosh, I want to say 6 months ago. I converted over.
Hmm.
Very glad that I did.
Yeah.
Met Susie. Actually, she was the listing agent and I was representing the buyer.
Oh, right on.
And
That's so cool.
we just hit it
You
off.
guys hit it off.
Yeah, I think like attracts like. I think that
Yes.
she genuinely cares about not just her clients.
Yeah.
She absolutely will fight for her clients. Don't mistake
Yeah.
that. But she also
Upper echelon and first-time home buyer alike.
right.
You know, yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
she really cared about mine too. And I could see that. And just the way she treated my client, the way
Yeah.
she treated me, it was just, she's so respectful and yet,
That's wonderful.
transparent and blunt in the best way, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not guessing. She's
Well,
very direct.
And by
I
the way,
love that.
there's something to be said for that in real estate because you can't be too nice in real
No.
estate, right? You can be kind, you can be professional, but if you
Yes.
are just too nice, you're going to get run over in our industry.
100%.
So there's professional assertiveness, which you combine those things,
Mm-hmm.
and wow, watch what happens, especially for somebody like Susie Mallerby, who's been at it for as long as she has.
Right.
She's known as that upper echelon in terms of high price dollar points and listings, but also working with first time home buyers. One of our loan officers here, Mike Grambo, who just said hi to you earlier, Mike,
Yeah.
has worked with her in the past and has nothing but beautiful things to say. So we're so grateful for the opportunity to connect with you guys.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys hit it off.
Yes.
How long officially have you been in real estate now?
I have been in real estate for a little under 2 years.
Okay, cool. But you came from a pretty extensive background in technology. We want to talk about that a little bit and how you're incorporating that into what you do in real estate?
Yeah, my journey was interesting. So, similar to you, always been basically commission.
Yeah.
So I started in sales right out of college,
Where'd you go to college?
Vanderbilt University
Oh,
in
right on.
Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up going to San Francisco for a job, and boy, did it propel, my sales career. I was really blessed, had some really wonderful mentors.
So Silicon Valley, maybe, or?
Yeah,
Got it.
definitely,
Yeah.
right? So chips, the things in your computer.
Yeah. And what time was that era? If you don't mind sharing?
What time was the era?
Like the year?
When I joined the
Because
when I went
the
to
Bay Area was like, it was the epicenter of technology for a very long time. And that kind of started in the early to late 2000s, right?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think when I moved to the Bay Area. Let me think.
That's
It
when
was
like Google
20
was like an
I want to
Apple.
say around 2010.
Yeah.
Um,
So you kind of started at the best possible time.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah. What a cool experience.
I felt blessed. Like I got to be part of a company that actually went public.
Oh,
Got to join a
wow.
company that got acquired by Cisco Systems, which is like
Oh.
mega.
So a lot of startups, a lot of M&As.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and then
VC money.
all VC money. Thank you, VCs. We love you.
Yes, yes. It's a little different story today, but
It's brutal, but
Yeah.
they're really brilliant minds.
yeah.
And so I was blessed to my last job before I transitioned to real estate, or maybe one or two before. I've done a lot of startups. Was a company
Gives you some
that-
unique perspective too.
Yes. Yes. So they were a company that went public, and it was really there that I really began to understand the power of how you can use technology to sell,
Yeah.
from automation to response levels and all of these things. But my passion has always been in real estate.
Mm.
So, I bought my first home at 24, started investing in real estate investment trusts, bought rental property in Texas. So I just had this love on the side. And while I love strategy and I love business and I love negotiation,
It's kind
real
of cool
estate
to be
always had my
creating the
heart.
passive aspect too, right? With real
Yes.
estate. Yeah.
yeah, it's the whole reason I was actually able to move into real estate. Was my investments in real
Yeah.
estate afforded me the chance to take a chance
Amazing.
on myself.
Amazing.
So
So now you're doubling down and doing what you actually want to be doing.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about is there a strategy or layers to your strategy and technology now that you're in real estate, like with marketing listings or helping
Yes.
buyers? Like, what does that look like? Just, high level overview.
High level overview in terms of listings, I 200% believe in digital marketing.
I do too. Yeah.
For example, through my digital marketing, I outperformed Zillow by 2,800%
Oh my God.
in terms of reach and views. And that was within,
Really?
yeah, I think
Oh,
that
you could be coaching.
I should be.
Yeah. That's what comes up for me when you're sharing this. Like, that's valuable insight.
Yes. And I think, and thankfully my experience gave me that knowledge to
Yeah.
to do that.
Starting in 2010 in Silicon Valley, it was like literally the heart of the prime
It was the prime. Yeah.
of Silicon Valley. It's a little different today, right?
It's different. Well, yeah, it's a whole new wave.
Yeah.
People are only investing, I mean, more or less VC. I'm still in contact with all these friends of
Got a
mine
great
in the
network,
world,
I'm
right?
sure.
And so I'm not going to say goodbye to these lovely people.
No, yeah.
But now everything's AI. It's just every business, every investor, you go to their wall on Sandhill, and it's just,
I feel
what's
so
the next
behind the
AI?
curve on AI. You know, I feel like we're doing a good job with the basics of social media with a studio and getting content consistently out there,
huge.
long form, short form.
Yeah.
But in terms of like targeted ads, you know, and
Yes.
automation,
Yes.
we are now delving. So like, I can only do so much, right? So like, please, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
yeah,
The studio's yours. Yeah. And in return, teach me your
Sure,
ways.
I will gladly do
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I hope the Remax Select One office is seeing the power of these conversations and what you can learn. And I'm sure Stuart's seeing that. And I hope the rest of the team sees that, because this gets me really excited to learn from you. Like, tell me what I need to know. Sorry, I'm going to shut up.
No, yeah. So it really is the power of advertising,
Yeah.
right? So the technology world went through multiple shifts, and it will continue to do so. And originally it was, you had Facebook, and then you had Instagram, you have TikTok, and there are different types of users on each of these platforms. But originally it was all about organic content, meaning post, and people will come. Well, actually,
It's really saturated now.
it's so saturated, less than 2% effective, or like less than 2% of organic posts are effective
Yeah,
today.
good luck on going viral, right? It's like,
So,
I know where you're going with this, so
Yeah.
it's good because I feel like we're on this track.
good.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that comes to paid advertising. And so what I realized, what part of my unique marketing strategy is, you can't just say you do digital marketing and do posts. It's just not enough.
That's irrelevant. Yeah.
It is completely irrelevant.
You need it, but that's a starting point, not everything. Yeah.
Exactly. And video, to your point, I mean, you guys have invested heavily in video. A lot of the platforms that realtors will use, because, you know, if they don't know how to digital market online, which I would probably say 99% don't know how, and that's okay. Like, there's always something new to learn. Learn it. I encourage you. It's awesome. But of the ones that use these platforms, they are not really harnessing the video aspect for the most part. It's just a little image of a house. Well, you know, are you going to click on that? Probably not. Right. So I think the stat, I don't know what the most recent stat is, but the stat that I saw last year was 52% of homeowners bought the specific home that they saw on the internet. Over 52% probably now. Yeah.
That includes me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny. Like our agent was, we love our agent, but you know, showing us property that kind of just didn't land well for us. And then I was on
better than anyone that you want.
I was on Zillow and I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, that's it. Make an offer. I don't even, and then I walked through it, of course, but it was obvious, you know?
Yeah.
So it's totally true what you're saying.
I love it.
Yeah. So getting good at targeted ads, like that feels really daunting to me, you know, and because I think that's what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is like understanding demographics, understanding AI, how to incorporate AI, you know, and coming back to the people that actually first showed interest.
Oh yeah,
being very
retargeting.
targeting. Yeah.
Yeah, retargeting the couch that keeps showing up on your computer
Yeah.
because you looked at it on
it's basic human nature
on a website,
right? Yeah. Because and are you still doing like the traditional forms of marketing as a realtor as well?
Of course.
I would assume that's true too. It kind of has to be a comprehensive approach.
It should be comprehensive.
Yeah.
I think similar to brick and mortar, right? You still have people that will go into a shop if it's there, like driven by.
Yeah.
You can kind of think of that like putting out a for sale sign in a yard. Sure, someone might drive by.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some value to that, but on the other hand, everything's shifted.
Yeah.
Right? And so if only
someone's on their lunch break and they're on their phone and they're looking at property, right?
Do you know how many hours the average person spends on social media?
Oh, I would say 8. Maybe it's
just
not that
noticed
high. My phone reminds me, that's not a confession, okay?
It's 2.5
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
And I think a common misperception, and I was actually just talking to someone about this who's talking about selling her home, and I said, she goes, but who's gonna see that? Like my, you know, like a little kid that's not gonna buy my house.
No, you
And
can
I said,
target,
no,
right?
well, you have to follow fair housing laws,
Okay.
right? So each platform has different restrictions
Yeah, this is what we
accordingly.
want to learn from you.
Yeah, each platform has different restrictions, literally down to the radius of the area that you can target, et cetera. And then you can't filter by age. But if you understand the platforms, you know where to market. And then if you understand what to pull in as criteria, not fair housing criteria,
Yeah,
but other criteria,
sure.
you can be more targeted
Yeah.
towards who would buy the home. So
Yeah.
for example,
People who can afford a home, basically.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I showed her a graph. I said, look, you've got ages 18 to 64, and it was not like all 18.
Yeah.
It was pretty evenly dispersed.
Is this mainly on, I feel like the older generation that can afford a home is more Facebook driven
They're
still.
definitely more Facebook.
Mhm.
Yes. So you'll see them more on Facebook, more on YouTube. I mean, the TikTok generations, like the up and comers.
Yeah,
And then
I
the
don't know.
Instagram kind of captures that
A little bit of both.
yeah, a little bit of both. Exactly.
Yeah. What's nice about the Instagram, right, is it's vice versa with Facebook.
Yeah.
Whatever posts to one, posts to the other, which is nice. You're
I know.
covering,
I love
killing
that.
2 birds with one stone.
And so is the marketing, by the way.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Okay, so the ads,
Yes.
yeah, you should do some sort of class, I swear, and start charging for it on
I
Google.
should.
Not
Then
Google.
everyone would know.
You're not doing Google. Yeah, I know, right? That's true. Proprietary. Well, they have to pay for it. Google, it's not Google ads, right? We're talking Facebook ads, and
Oh, yeah,
Instagram ads,
Yeah, Google ads is a whole nother
and that's
thing.
YouTube and everything else.
That's good. That is good too. Like
Yeah.
for retargeting, it's a little bit different. So they have what are called Google tags,
Mm.
but on Facebook, it's called a pixel. So, if someone's watched your video of
Yeah.
your property and they got to 75% of the video, there's probably
Yeah.
decent interest there. I'm going to resend them more information on
Very
your
cool.
property.
And some of these people will come into your DMs or whatever, right? And that's up to you.
Yeah. Well, I have a fairly automated process.
You do.
So I have a dedicated landing page. So when they get the ad,
So
they can
funnel.
actually see exactly. I've
Yeah.
got a funnel, and it's a dedicated website to a property. And then on that website, you have calls to action, right?
Mhm.
So schedule a private tour. It's automated. So it pops in my inbox the time that they want to see the house, and we go see
That's
the
incredible.
house.
Is that kind of landing into a CRM for you or something like that? Or
All tied in.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, this feels probably when realtors are listening to this, this probably feels very overwhelming for realtors, because when we're talking
is.
about targeted ads on Facebook and Instagram, funnel system, automated follow-ups and Calendly stuff and
Yep,
things of
yep,
that nature,
exactly. Mhm.
it's overwhelming. But it's nothing that if you're listening to this feeling overwhelmed, it's nothing you have to have figured out right away.
Mm-mm.
But at least we're planting seeds and helping you point you in the right direction, even
Yeah.
if it takes a couple years for somebody to develop these skill sets.
Yeah, I would say most individuals, if they really dedicate time to it, maybe like a couple hours a day,
Yeah,
I think in a good 9 months you'll have a good
Yeah.
handle of it.
sure.
But it does take a lot of investment and
It does.
research and understanding,
does.
and
You got to take some classes probably, get
Oh,
some
yeah.
education.
and they exist.
Find some
That's the thing.
mentorship.
Yeah, yeah, they exist. So go take advantage of them.
Oh,
They're not cheap.
Abundantly.
They're
No,
not
they're not
cheap,
cheap, but
but
there's
they're
value
really
in it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what you pay for, though.
Yeah, you do.
Anything else you'd have us know on the technology side
Oh gosh, anything else?
before we shift gears?
No, I mean, I think just invest in it. Be ahead with AI. There's a million applications that you can use for your
Are
listings.
you
with that too.
heavily using ChatGPT, Grok? Like, what are you
I
using?
use ChatGPT
You do?
mostly.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And is that just like for you to write your listing description?
gosh.
Like, what kind of things are you using with ChatGPT?
Definitely listing descriptions.
Yeah.
That is the best. You can upload.
Not
all
worrying
your-
about grammatical errors.
No,
so
no, and like literally, you can upload all your photos of your
Yeah.
listing that you've already done,
uh-huh.
and it will know how to describe the property based
Oh
on
my
your
God.
It's just amazing. Like you'll save yourself a day. Please save yourself a
And
day.
it's only the tip of the iceberg. Like, imagine 5 years from now.
Oh yeah.
what that's going to look like.
I have a whole vision how real estate could be different
Yeah.
using these
Is
technologies.
that something you're willing to share here? You
I
don't have to, by the way. You can keep that to yourself.
I might keep that one under
Yeah,
belt,
that's
but I
fine.
might share
That's
it
why I
with
was
you in
like,
the
you
future.
don't have to. We need to keep some things under wrap in this conversation, and obviously very grateful with what you are
Yeah.
sharing. So thank
Yeah.
you.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Let's go a little bit more big picture in real estate. This is the year where things have obviously shifted pretty significantly.
Yeah.
Right. 20 COVID, no inventory. Right.
Mm-hmm.
2% interest rate.
The good days.
What a quagmire.
It was.
Like I remember with my staff, there's something called too much of a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would wake up every morning ready to cry immediately
Okay.
because I saw the 10-year treasury drop another 25 basis points, and I would call my partner and I'd be like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because like, how do you drink from a fire hose?
Yeah.
You don't.
You can't.
We were turning down business. We were trying to convince our staff not to quit because they were miserable.
Stressful.
Oh, my husband's going to divorce me. That kind of stuff,
No,
right?
no.
Where it was like working from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, how sustainable is that?
No.
Money is nice, but not at the cost of everything.
Not
Right.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we gladly would have taken 3.5 or 4 as opposed to 2.
Yeah.
But look what it did to the market with prices.
It's really
you know?
hurt the market, and
Yeah.
it's hurt perception too,
Yeah.
right? And so, one of the things that I've been saying, and I'd actually be curious what you think on this, but there was always the phrase, date the rate, marry the house.
Oh,
And I just feel like, given
it's
the
become a
market,
dirty word.
yeah, I just feel like in this market, no, like teach people right now just to live with what is affordable for themselves.
Yes.
Because I've seen too many people, especially last year, that even purchased, they stretched themselves so thin in
Yeah,
hopes
and
that
now
this
they're
year
like-
would correct, and they're still stressed out. And to
Yeah.
your point of, I'm going to get a divorce, yes, those conversations happen because of it. And so for me,
Finances.
I just don't feel comfortable, saying that, maybe in a past, era,
Yeah.
but right now, I don't see it.
No, it's not appropriate. And a lot of people, I have a lot of empathy for people who have learned the hard way that they were set up for failure with that mantra.
Yeah.
And one thing I think that I would always like to remind anybody listening to this of is what happened to the Stepping Stone property?
Yeah.
Like-
My first house was a gut job.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
So was ours. Ours was an original owner, original condition, 1,300 square foot single family home, but it was 2010, right? So it was
Yeah.
500,000 in Fountain Valley. That's like 1.5 now. It's so silly.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to shift your expectations in this
Yeah.
market. And there you can go find in the right area a 2-bedroom condo that's well run. HOAs you have to fine tooth comb HOAs these days.
Yeah.
But a 2-bedroom condo that's well run that needs some TLC. That's the starting point to remove the stress, right?
Yes.
Because if you're trying to buy in the bougie area on the Costa Mesa Bluffs, right, or West Side Coast, or whatever the fancy areas in Costa Mesa, and we want that beautiful, eclectic home. Sorry, do you really want $10,000 a month?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then also your stepping stones can help you make
Learn.
money also.
You're
along
making
the
money,
way.
but you're learning how to become an investor, a homeowner,
Right.
what it's like to create sweat equity,
Right.
taking ownership of those things. Like there's so much that comes with the experience of learning that.
And you put love into your home.
Yeah.
Nothing. I feel like the homes that because I've bought and sold more than I should probably want to admit.
Yeah.
um,
Never sell real estate, right? I have the same problem.
But my favorite home to this day, in terms of memories, was my gut job home because I designed that kitchen. I
Yeah.
designed the tile.
Yeah.
I got to really make it mine. And I hope that a lot of at least first time home buyers consider doing that because it's it can be such an enjoyable experience. It's a taxing experience. I'm not going to
Yeah.
sugarcoat that, but it's also memory building.
But young people without kids, that is when you're supposed to be doing this stuff, right? When you have kids, maybe I have a little bit more understanding is why you want a little more turnkey because of time and bandwidth and all that stuff. But if you're in your 20s, single still, or just getting married, guys, just,
Do it.
lower your expectations.
I know.
And not in a bad way, in a good way.
Yeah, and buying a good neighborhood. We purchased the smallest house, the biggest gut job in a really nice community.
Yeah, those are like, I hope people heard that, right? Because it's location. You
It's
know what I mean?
location.
Yeah.
And we made really good
Yeah.
profit off of that tiny, tiny little house,
Yeah.
right? And, I think similar to you, we bought it for, I don't know, 560.
Mhm.
And I think we sold it 4 or 5 years later at 8
Yeah.
something. And so
What a gain.
that
And
that's
guess what?
good.
Primary residence,
Mhm.
tax exclusion for married folks,
Mhm.
500,000,
Yeah,
250,000 if you're single,
it was a
right? So
great
that 300,000 in equity that you gained was
mine.
tax free.
Yeah, mine.
The other piece, that's a whole nother conversation, is the tax benefits of home ownership. And it's not just as your primary, the depreciation and expensing of things for rental properties. Oh man, we could go on. We won't get in the
Yeah.
weeds on that, but these are conversations. If you're not having them or thinking about them, you need to be calling Lauren and Susie and talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk.
So inventory, right?
Yeah,
What do we have?
inventory.
5,000 homes right now in Orange County, like 15,000 homes in LA County.
Yeah.
Massive increase. Now, what I'm not saying, to be clear, is, oh, there's a housing bubble and it's correcting. That's not going to happen, guys. Sorry.
No, it's
Everyone's
not.
got 30 years fixed.
I keep telling people this, and
Yeah.
you can tell someone, but if they believe you, they
Right.
believe you. If they
Yeah,
don't,
what's
they
your
don't. But
take
it's not happening.
But what's your take on that? Like
No,
when you
it's
hear
not.
people, oh, it's correcting, it's crashing, like
It's not.
it's
It's not
normalizing,
2008.
right?
It's normalizing.
Yeah.
If I just recorded a video actually on this. It was Fannie Mae and Moody's and Zillow. I mean, every reputable resource
Yeah.
was talking about their forecast for next year, and it's not a bust. Most predict appreciation.
Yeah.
And Zillow, I think, was the only one that I saw that predicted depreciation, and it was 1.5%.
Yeah.
And if you looked in the zip codes, because I was curious and a nerd, started looking at each individual zip code. For example, for Huntington Beach, many of the zip codes are expected to appreciate. So
Mhm.
it's just
Oh yeah, real
not
estate's very
happening.
local too, so it
Yes.
really does depend on if you are doom scrolling on X, Twitter,
Yeah.
you're noticing the doomers, as Logan Motoshami and Stephen
Yeah.
Thomas like to call them, constantly calling every single year for the last 15 years for a real estate crash, right?
Yeah.
It gets clicks, it gets engagement, and people like that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
I forgot my
but I
train
have
of
a
thought.
thought.
Yeah, but I guess Logan's point, or if you listen to the guys who actually know what they're talking about based upon data,
Mhm.
I think Logan's forecasting a 1% depreciation for the year. I remember. If you're in Austin or overbuilt areas,
Yeah,
or
overconstructed.
Florida, overbuilt areas with the obvious issues with the hurricanes
Yep.
and insurance, if there's any place that's worse as far as homeowners insurance than us,
Yeah.
and we're
Florida.
obviously in a bad way right now, it's Florida. So all that to say is not all areas are created equal.
Right.
That's
Fair
what I was trying to say.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think what's interesting too is just while listings are up, delisting
Mm,
is very, very up as well.
yeah.
So sellers are willing to see what they can get. But if they're not meeting the expectations,
They're not
because they
gonna
got used to the appreciation, they expect appreciated numbres, they go, okay, I'll just take it off the market and wait.
Mm.
I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people saying that exact
Mm.
same thing. I have my current listing. Okay, I'll
Well,
take it off
moving's
the
not
market.
easy, and if they're sitting at 3% more or less with the low property tax base,
Yeah.
and
property
it's
taxes,
affordable and they're
huge.
comfortable, well, they'd like to move.
They don't have
They don't have to. And moving
Exactly.
involves, like, the worst part about buying a new home is the move. We all
It's
know
the
that.
worst part.
It's the worst part, right? We just
And the taxes.
we moved offices, and it was 30 days of
Mhm.
tying up loose ends and being annoyed.
Exactly.
So it's just, I get it. And that's why, maybe in wrap up, that's why ultimately we do need interest rates to normalize. I know people freak
Yeah.
out if you're, of the camp that says, oh, rates are normal. Yes, I understand. 7% is historically normal, but
Mhm.
not when prices are where they are.
It's high.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. And the wage gap hasn't helped with that.
No, eventually wages will somewhat catch up over time as long as inflation stays roughly at around 2%,
Yeah.
but that's going to work itself out over time.
Time.
And I'm not asking for 3%. Give me 5.99.
Yeah. 5 something.
No. 6%. Give me. Like,
I'll be happy with 6. I'll
last
be
year,
happy with 6.
when interest rates, like the 10-year Treasury dropped, the Fed was pivoting, there was some fear about a recession, and the 10-year went to 3.6, and the average 30-year fixed dropped to 6%.
Yeah.
We were busy. Like,
Yeah.
I would say the 5.9 or the low 6s is the new 4 or 3.
Yeah.
as far as perspective is.
Oh, 100. I completely agree with you. I think the minute we drop under 6%,
Busy.
it's going to be a heyday. So realtors, don't quit.
Yeah.
Stay around. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that far
yeah.
away.
Oh, yeah, that's such an important message, and maybe something to end on, unless there's anything else you wanted to chat about. I feel like it's like a badge of honor for me, point of pride that I've been in the industry since 2004 and I've never gotten out.
That
Right.
is a badge of pride.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people give up all day long.
Yeah, it's this, and I get it. And like, if I had $1 for every time I talked to somebody saying, "Oh, I used to be in loans," and like, let me guess, 2008, right? And like, it's a constant thing where it's a reminder of this is a very difficult business.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the finance side or the real estate side, it's incredibly challenging.
It is.
But it's also the reason it's the most rewarding and lucrative if you stick with it, because time and consistency really leads to a really good career. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time or
No.
abundant all the time, but the abundance only comes because you stuck with it during the hard times.
And that's when you get really good at your job. The hard times is where you
That's where you
are
learn.
forced to learn, forced to grow.
We are so much better at running an efficient P&L now.
I bet. Do you do it with ChatGPT?
I told you, I'm totally behind the curve there. Like, I'm out of the habit. So I'm so grateful to have this conversation with you, because it is helping me like plant the good seeds about, the targeted ads and AI. Those are the two pieces I really need help with. So thank you.
Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it.
Lauren Roberts with Remax Select One.
Thank you.
Super appreciate you being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Till next time, everyone. Bye. Bye, Susie.